there, avid listeners. Thanks again for tuning into Sin's Workshop. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. All right, so today we're going to be talking about House of Salt and Sorrows by Aaron A. Craig. Let me just say that I absolutely love this book. I think one of the things that made me love this book so much is the fact that it does draw allusions from Edgar Allan Poe, and I think that that is amazing because not only is Craig drawing some allusions from Edgar Allan Poe, she's also creating her own unique retelling of the 12 Dancing Princesses. And sorry, having a little trouble breathing right now. And I think that is 100% incredible. Immediately, I knew when I started reading the story, especially when we get to the part of the parties and the shoes and the fact that there were 12 of them, immediately I was struck. I was like, oh, this has to be a retelling of 12 Dancing Princesses. But you also have this very dark atmosphere. It's very gothic. And if you have been following this podcast, if you follow my blog, if you follow me in general, you know I'm a huge fan of the gothic. I studied it in college. Huge fan of it. And Anna Lee it's Annabel Lee by Edgar Allan Poe. In A Kingdom by the Sea, Edgar Allan Poe. And I'm just like, oh, and it didn't click for me. It didn't click for me until the end. I'm just like, why does this story remind me so much of Poe? This was why. Not just because of Annabel Lee, but because of The Lighthouse too, his unfinished story. There's a lighthouse, and when the light goes out, a quote from that is, always keep the light burning, or always keep a light burning. Right when the light stops, more darkness begins to descend. Everyone already thinks this family is cursed, but now a lot of dark and sinister things are beginning to happen now that the light has gone out of that lighthouse. And it's brilliant. I love the atmosphere for this story. I loved it so much. I think it was so compelling. I think it was so captivating. I cannot stress to you how much, it's so submersive. You are in this story. You can feel the ocean breeze because they're on an island, right? He's the Duke of this island community. He builds ships for the king and the mainland. It's not like he's just some average Joe. No, he is in a position of power, and he is utilizing that power. And I think it's just amazing to have this feeling of, okay, something sinister is happening. What's happening? So you're on this quest with Anna Lee. You are on this journey to discover what is going on with her and her sisters. Why are they dying off one by one? What's going on with this mysterious door that leads them to parties? It's very interesting to see the story unfold. I will say, the only part of the story that I had an issue with was the family dynamics, because the characterization I thought was really well done, especially when it comes to Cosamaris, the goddess of madness and nightmares. She was brilliant. I wanted so much more of her. This just highlights Craig's attention to detail. This character is only in the book for about that last quarter, but she makes such an impression on the reader you just want more of her. I spoke with some of my coworkers at the bookstore and who had read it right before me, and I'm like, I finished, and we just gushed about, we wanted more of her near the end, because that was something really good. The mythology there behind these gods really did intensify the tension and that gothic atmosphere for the storytelling. I think it was so well done how Craig is able to make even minor characters so incredibly impactful on the reader and resonate with them. But like I said, the only issue I had was with the family dynamics, particularly Annalay's older sister. I didn't like her at all. I couldn't really relate to her. I didn't find her really relatable. She was just very abrasive. And while you could understand some of her abrasiveness, overall, I didn't really like her abrasiveness. I thought it was very off-putting. I did not think that between her and Annalay that was a really strong family dynamic, unfortunately. But that's really the only thing that I didn't like of the story, because overall, I loved it. It had incredible characterization. It had incredible just that atmosphere, that gothic atmosphere. It's so submersive. It just makes you want to go read more Poe and more of Craig's work, and I cannot wait to read her next novel, Small Favors. If it's as good as this one, I'm sure I'm going to love it, because, I have to give this book 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was just, if you are a fan of Poe, if you are a fan of fairy tale retellings, this is definitely one for the books, because it is unique, it's atmospheric, it's eerie, it's sinister, it's gothic, it's beautiful. And it was incredible from beginning to end. So once again, House of Salt and Sorrows, 4.5 out of 5 stars. Please remember to support your local bookseller when purchasing this book. All I ask is that you don't get it off of Amazon. There are lots of other book resources out there. You have BarnesandNoble.com, you have Books-A-Million.com, you have Bookshop.org, IndieBound.org. You have so many resources. Thrift Books, Book Outlet, Book Depository, Better World Books. There's so many out there that you can utilize. And I'm for using them over Amazon when it comes to books. If money's tight, support your local library and get the book from your local library. If they don't have a copy, you can always request one. And if you don't have a library card, you can get a digital one on your local library's website. Super easy. And with that, if you download the Libby app, which is free, you can get ebooks and audiobooks from your local library. So, on that note, to help you all continue to support me by liking this podcast, sharing it with all your book-loving friends, and subscribing to it. You can also become a supporter on Anchor FM, my recording platform. More information on that in the description. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.